afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone. Good time zone, and welcome to the DrMC, where we head into semifinal and final Sunday of our August Speed Gold bracket. My name is Savage Octagon. We have already had so much exciting action, both in rounds 1 and in round 2. We've just had some matches for the ages, and it's kind of shocking that the scene has gotten to this point. One or two announcements. The registration for Virus Busters League, the new season, closes next week, so please check out our Discord and head into the Virus Buster League channel and feel free to sign up. There's still plenty of spaces and everyone's excited to play with you. Thank you, DrMC bot, for putting that in the chat. And also be sure to vote in our t-shirt contest to see which t-shirt will win for the DrMC National Championship this year. That's also in Discord, so thank you so much. And let me bring in someone for the call for this first match. Welcome in, Larva12. We're going to be calling this Influx and Watchma match. What do you have to say about it?
Hi, Savage. I am very excited for this match. Influx and Watchma are no strangers to each other. They've met 3 other times. Influx has the lead 2-1, so it's not an insurmountable lead. And I'm sure that Watchma does want to even the score. So I am very excited to see this match and see what both of them can come up with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and every match is a clean slate. Both of these have fantastic all-time best times. Watchma's actually edges out Influx's by about 6 seconds, and Influx's 10-13 average is pretty darn fast with a 7:54. But let's not forget, Watchma has made a trip to the finals this year, so he's got a pedigree, and so has Influx. Influx was our May 23 runner-up. So both of these players showing that they're hungry for the finals and more than capable of making it.
Exactly, and we're watching our warm-ups right now. Both of our players can they can be very combo heavy when they want. They're both very, very speedy. So they have similar but not exactly the same play styles. I do think that Influx can be a little bit more showy with his play, which is completely fine, but we have seen that. So
I do have a joke that he's a bit of a swag master, and that's not that's not an insult, but it's just so true. There was one time when we were playing versus, and he saw he was going to win, as any of my opponents would see, and he just completely dunked on me. So ever since then, I've told him he's pretty swaggy. Now, Watchma building some kind of shape up here, and hopefully he will put a ready in the chat pretty soon. He is topped out.
I've seen Watchma likes to do that kind of finger exercise right before he gets ready. He'll build everything up to the top and then move things around really fast to get his fingers warmed up.
Well, now we have readies from both players. They're going to be playing levels 10 through 13. These represent levels where we're really hoping for a lot of double virus pairings and a lot of good combos to go along with them. And we have our countdown, 3, 2, 1, pills. Interesting opening move here from Influx. I was a little wondering, a little curious about that red-yellow that went there first, but I think he was building down for making sure that some horizontal plans would work.
Yes, and we can also tell he wants to take that blue out horizontally. He is going to take that out with an L, clears up all of his garbage. He has a clean board. And Watchma on the other side is also building a drop horizontal, and there goes all of his garbage as well. Very, very similar moves from both of our competitors.
Yeah, that was a very tasty move, and you see Watchma also sliding that double red down into the side just to make things happen for later. Now he's got a lot of yellow blue that he needs to deal with, And so he's going to be working on that on the right-hand side, exactly, taking out that combo just to make sure with the most efficient play. He's got a little bit of a lead on Influx here, about a half a dozen virus lead, and building horizontals on the bottom, making sure to use that blue everywhere it comes up and only on blue viruses.
I like what he set up both with the red in column one and the red in row one that he took out. He was able to build and keep both options open for himself, and that's what we really like to see from our competitors, is that they don't close themselves off with one particular action. They have the ability to be fluid and take out the viruses with whatever comes. And both of them are going to be out roughly the same time, like only a couple
Mm-hmm.
seconds apart.
Yeah, it's about a 4-second game, and both of them needing blue at the end and having all of the options, having things open without anything too convoluted. Nice opening combo there from Watchma. Gonna have to deal with a lot of yellow on the top line. Luckily, RNG cooperating here. And we see Watchma, or rather Influx, is working with those double yellows up top. He did not decide to do any kind of horizontal, and that makes a lot of sense with the pills that he got.
Yes. He does have a lot of red going on, all in that same part of his flat top line. Um, he does seem to be able to get rid of a lot of that. And this double yellow will also really help him with that as well.
Yeah, speaking of yellow, Watchma placed a red yellow here at the top of the board, and you can see down in columns 1 and 2, there's a red situation that he's signaling that he would like to take out horizontally, but it's very high up, and he sort of missed that opportunity not to take it out, but to not build around it. And so now you see him building up this platform, and he's got a
Mhm.
platform for it, and everything on column 2 is going to fall as soon as he gets that, and double red would be just what he needs. Boom, boom, boom. Both of them at 7 viruses.
He is also looking to take out that yellow. Oh, I thought he was going to take it out horizontally. He decides not to so that he can take out the blue underneath it vertically. I like that. Very cognizant of what plans he has going that can affect future plans. And he is first out of level 11.
And now Influx is out, just working with some stuff at the very end of that. But yeah, Watchma has about, I think it's like about a 10-second lead. You can chat can correct me if I'm wrong. They always will, I'm sure. And not exactly sure. I think that's a misdrop on Influx's side in columns 1 or 2 and 3 rather. So you see him cleaning that up instantly. That is a sign of a misdrop, but he has a nice horizontal into a vertical, but still a little bit of garbage that he has to contend with.
Yeah, and he does also have what looks like a misdrop in 7 and 8, unless he changed some plans to deal with RNG. So he also has to clean that up as well. And he does not have a huge amount to do with red, and unfortunately, it looks like he's getting a red burst right now.
And speaking of red, that's something that Watchma could definitely use. He's got top on, as I was saying it, the 1, the 3, the 5, the 7, but now he's just cleaning that up. I guess there was a little bit of commentator's blessing at work there, but now he is going to need a ton of blue and yellow. So we'll see if he ends up getting that. So he's got to be mindful to not close off any of those bottom horizontal possibilities if he has to throw away red.
Hmm.
He's at a 15 virus lead. Very exciting. It's a good, promising start.
Yeah,
That's what you want to get against Influx, honestly.
yeah. Because as we saw yesterday, Influx can basically Houdini himself back into winning.
Yes. Larva's referring to uh, Influx cut out, and he was about 20 viruses behind Dars at that point. And then when the game cut back in, he had won. And so that was a very, very big comeback. He has since posted the video for that. Um, let's see. So Watchma is a little bit He looked like he could have been a little
Mhm.
bit buried, but he had that horizontal, and he is out of 12, about 9 viruses ahead of Influx. So by virus count, that lead has extended.
Yeah, Influx is working now with only reds and blues. Those blues are paired together, and he's setting up to take them horizontally and then drop and have the red come out. And that double blue will do it. He'll be out at a 628 into level 13.
And speaking of level 13, Watchman into his. Now you notice that he's got red in column 2. That's not a misdrop. I think that was just a calculated, hey, I don't have anything to do with red. And so
Mhm.
he's dumped that. And as soon as the red fragment disappears, the blue will go, and you see that happening and a nice combo in columns 1 and 2.
Yes, and that's we do like to see that with our competitors as well, where they can, if they're given something that doesn't necessarily work, they can still make it work to the best of their ability with RNG and everything else that can happen.
And Influx has a nice horizontal there, leaves only a tiny bit of garbage. I think he's going to be eyeing those blues horizontally in the center of the board, and he has no use for yellow whatsoever, Larva.
Yes, he oh, this is gonna be nice. He's gonna drop everything down into, in essence, a double horizontal combo with that. And he's also gonna take those reds. Um, he's gonna get a fat log there and then take reds horizontal. He's got a lot of horizontal setups. Are we sure this isn't Swang?
Okay, watch this from Watchma. Holy moly, did you see that? I saw the setup
Yes.
coming so long, and I was just not listening to anything you said.
No, that's fine.
Yep, just like watching that
You gave
combo,
me
and that
the
is
warning and I saw it come down.
yeah, so impressive. That's the kind of play that we want to see. And you see Influx
Mhm.
has an amazing play coming up as well. This red yellow exactly what he needs. Boom, double horizontal, triple horizontal, everything off the board. But Watchma has won at an 805, and honestly, that combo deserves it.
Yeah.
Yep. And Swang saying, Watchma strategically decided to not stack pills on pills to not break the game. Yes. So, for those
Mhm.
of us who do not know about this phenomenon, if you clear enough sprites, if you clear enough pills and viruses, the game will lock up on you and you'll have to reset. Or if you have player 2 controller plugged in, if you jiggle that a lot, if you push a lot of buttons, I think that also does it. But yeah, we've got a ready from Watchma. Adelito saying in chat, it is hard to combo without breaking. For mere mortals, that is not
Mm,
true. Just want to say that. Just want to put that
no,
out there.
I was
It
gonna say
is,
I can combo
it's,
and it's really hard for me to break the game, but that's just the way that I play and the way that my brain works.
and
Adlito can break the game the second that he wants to.
that's totally fine. And we have our 3, 2, 1 pills. And of course, this is a best of 5. Watchma starting his board with quite a bit of blue and red, but gets that nice horizontal at the top and all the pills he's needing. Very impressive. Way to go,
Yes.
RNG.
Yes, Influx is getting exactly what he needs right now, which is a lot of blue and red and not as much yellow, but then right when he needs yellow, it's starting to come up. I think the doctor is smiling on him right now. Tell us your secret.
And let's see, Watchma. These two are tied completely. Watchma dealing with yellow garbage that he had to throw away on top. And so he's dealing with some of it in column 2, but notice the plan that he's making in column 1 is going to have very low drop time to just get rid of that garbage. So he's in a very clean position as well.
Yes. He does like to I know Watchman really likes to minimize his drop time. So he does make his plans so that there's very little drop time, if any at all. The last two combos he's had, each of them has had one uh just one little bit of drop time.
Now, you know, From my perspective, I was a
Well,
little worried about what Influx had going on, but then I was like, no, all of those horizontals are completely open to him. He's not blocking anything off. And so he's doing really well. Notice him dropping this garbage down into a horizontal and clearing out that yellow in column 5 makes the blue happen horizontally. So that board looked like a big old mess, but it was fine. And
mhm,
Watchman is out at a 145. And Influx just needs the yellow to clear out so that he can be free and clear with everything. And oh, now's that RNG. Larva, you don't want to make that trade. Influx had to pay for it.
nope. Nope. I get bad enough RNG from the doctor anyway.
Yes, and Influx out at a 210. He gives the thumbs up, and I believe that is sarcasm.
Yes, I believe he's unhappy with that level, unhappy with the RNG.
But he
Um,
opens up with a very good combo. So very nice. He's got a lot of good stuff going on this level. Influx is about 4 viruses ahead, and just really nice plays available to him. That garbage on column 2, the blue might be a little bit difficult though.
mhm, yeah, Watchma, yeah, has a lot of blue on a lot of his top line, and I think for a while he wanted to take a lot of those blues now up at the top of his board horizontally, and I think
Yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah,
given
yeah.
up
Let's
on the idea.
go.
There
Yeah,
we
he
go.
got it.
Because he realized that he was waiting on a double blue, which, as we all and especially Influx remember from yesterday, is not what you want to be waiting for.
Definitely. And speaking of Influx, he has a small lead here. He's going to be needing a lot of blue to clear that out. And the possibility to take the red out horizontally at the end isn't there. He's getting a hot dog blitz red and yellow, which is giving Watchman the opportunity to uh, catch up here. And but now Influx is totally free and clear. He has to prioritize, and he's definitely going to be putting blue on top of blue wherever he sees it. But he's out at a 349, and Watchman out at a 349 as well. The timer's showing a differential, so we have ourselves an exciting game.
Yeah, I really wanted Watchmen to try to make the sweet tea at the beginning of 12. I saw it. I really want it. I really like sweet teas. The move, not so much the beverage. Sorry, Savage. I saw it and I
Hey,
really wanted it, but he decided that he wanted to take a little bit more of a straightforward route. Um,
my love of the beverage, my love of the move is not tied to the beverage either. I think it's gross. But anyway, let's see. So as Swang likes to say, Watchman's got pills on pills on pills. He's making plans. I think that column 1 and 2 is going to be a tiny bit difficult to bring down because of the blue, yellow, red combo. But I think he's going to get it pretty soon. And this double yellow going to be perfect for it. But it's a 4 virus difference. Influx's board is a lot lower down. But they're very much the same in terms of their health.
yes, Watchman's gonna have that nice drop T. And influx, there's quite a bit of blue. I know it's pretty far down, but there's a lot of blue on his top line. There's one, two, three, four, five, now 4 columns of just blue on the top line, and everything else so compacted that he can't really work without that blue. So right now, RNG has been really working with him, um, but it could easily have gone a different way.
And speaking of RNG, Watchman really needing it to smile on him to get some red. So he's going to want to take those reds out horizontally in row 1. Not sure if that was the prioritization, but I think he just didn't see that next box. He's out at a 548. Watchman out at a 552. So again, anything could happen here.
Yes, and we are into our final level, level 13. Watchman's building plans for all of those yellows on his top line. He doesn't really need anything red right now at
hmm
all. So
Yeah, but he was able to build that horizontal with the blues and make sure the red drop down into an appropriate space. So he's just bringing that top line down very evenly. Meanwhile, Influx has about a 5 virus lead here, but is going to end up with a lack of needing yellow at all. I was hoping that he wasn't going to get a double yellow blitz there, but gets a nice little horizontal. And that sets up the plan that the yellow can be useful, even if it's just strategic garbage. But now Watchma has pulled back ahead by about 4 viruses. Woohoo! This is so exciting.
Yes, I really like the way that Watchman's board is set up right now. He has almost all of his viruses are packed in a way where he can take them out as combos and doubles and teas and everything like that, which is very, very efficient play.
Woo!
So that drop combo right there that's exactly what I'm talking about. You know, when you're able to take things out very easily in combos and you don't have to construct too much, it becomes a lot easier to play a lot faster.
Mhm. And so he's got 5 viruses to Influx's 10, and the fact that Influx is down to only 2 colors is just really, really rough. He's gonna need a lot
Mhm.
of blue and a not lot of red. Luckily, RNG cooperating here, and he's getting a lot of blue, which is not always the help that you get, but Watchma just needs a couple more blues and he'll be out. Don't want it to end this way. Yes, there he goes. He's out at a 757, so he takes game 2.
And Influx is going to be out at an 8:06, again less than 10 seconds. Oh, and you can see it on Influx's face.
Well, Influx might be stressed, but I think we're having a lot of fun here.
Yes, I'm having a lot of fun. My cat Michael is up here, wants to join and give cat percent luck to both of our contestants.
Let's see. So Influx needs a second to leave the room, perhaps cool down a little bit. And yeah, Ramsey says these times are amazing. And of course, welcome in, Ramsey. And yes, these are these are pretty spectacular. When we look back at the different months, whoops, I could hear myself on my computer somehow. That was not good. As we look back at the different months, if you go to our website, you can see an amazing statistics page that the crew has put together. It talks about, you can see all the average winning times and the overall average times for these rounds, and they are just very impressive.
And there is our website in the chat for you. Monthly.drmc.gg has the links to um, everything that we have. Um, all of our brackets, all of our statistics, our hot times. It has a link to our Discord. It has um, it has guides if you're a newer player and you want to learn some of the strategy. It's also got those there for you. Um, and we also have a very open and welcome community that is able to take your questions, help you out if you need it. We have basically open versus. You can ask for versus matches and probably find someone who will play with you. We do have a 3-2-1 pills, and both of our competitors are off. I like both boards. I like how open that they both are. Um, and it does seem like both of our competitors are just speeding through everything. Lots of double opportunities for both of them.
We did lose our stream for a moment here in the booth, but I was going to say that Actually, I don't think that this board has been particularly kind to Watchma so far, but the pills have saved him. So originally he
Mm.
had a board that was almost entirely red-blue. Luckily, the blues came through, and now you see there's just a chunk of red here. And actually, Influx kind of tortured by the same thing. Look at how much blue is on the bottom of that board. Luckily, he's got some doubles together.
Yes. Oh, and I like this, that drop combo from Influx. You could tell he changed his plan based on what he saw that the next box was going to be. We'd love to see that from everybody. Um, Now, Watchmen at this point doesn't really need a lot of blue because they're both kind of buried. There's one that he can access horizontally if he needs to, um, but he's been getting a lot of blue halves in his pills. Influx is going to be out at a 141
Very,
into
very
level
nice.
11.
And Watchman's going to be out very, very soon. He just needs one more blue. And of course, I say just one more. He's out at a 158. And let's see, Influx signaling that he would like to take those blues out horizontally up top. Now, that's a little bit reliant on either a double blue or manufacturing, but he does give it up. He just goes for the blue yellow, but of course he gets the double blue right after that. Drops into a very nice combo there, and that red falls just perfectly into column 7 to keep plans moving along. But Watchma is only 3 viruses behind and setting up this blue red, perfect for what he needs for both viruses and garbage.
Yes, and Influx is going to take that other blue out horizontally. So all of that yellow that was on top becomes useful into a combo for him. And that's what a lot of our top players do. They will look down the board, see how they can use everything to its fullest potential later on.
Mm-hmm. Now, Watchma is about 9 viruses back to Influx right now, and he he's kind of got some opportunities that will cause a bit of drop time. I think he wants to be working with a little bit less drop time than he has available to him, but the colors that he's working with are quite tough. He wants a double red for that right hand side. That would be
Mhm,
lovely. But now he's only got the opportunity to build up platforms, and his platforms might be conflicting. Notice he's got the yellows
mhm.
up there that now he dropped down. So he's going to be in a little bit of cleanup mode if he's not watching out carefully for the plans that he's making. And Influx out at a 338.
Yes, I noticed the conflicting plans as well and thought, "Oh, I don't know if Watchma actually wants to do that." Um, he's gonna take those double blues out, um, and then he's just waiting on a few more blues, especially some red, blue, or other red halves in order to complete his combo, drop everything down, couple more blues, and he'll be out at a 420.
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, Influx is 31 viruses left in his level 12. Things are going very, very well for him. You notice him tucking those yellows down horizontally, and he gets enough double yellows that the horizontals are fine. And he knows, as the rest of us do in the community, that if you've got a couple of double yellows going in a blitz, the double blue will soon follow. So he made a good prioritization to clear up the space for that. So everything going very well. And even taking some longer drop time combos like you might see him do in column 4, it's not going to cause a problem. He is very far ahead at this moment.
And I think or I'm sorry, Watchma had made a misdrop in his column 1. He was trying to set up for a big T and I believe placed that yellow blue upside down. So he has had to work around that for a little bit. Um, so that has not really helped, uh, in his quest to, as we say, go fast.
Mm-hmm. And Influx added about a 527. He had some really good plans. He had a nice um, horizontal or T that he was working on for quite some time, and then that left him open to just tuck pills in between the last remaining reds. And on the start of his board, he's got a lot of yellows coming through, and that's exactly what he needed. And they stopped just when he needed them to stop. So very, very lucky there, dude. And the other yellows in column 2 are just going towards strategic garbage.
Yes, and kind of right when he needed um some of those blues and reds and everything to stop, um they have I'm sorry, I've got a couple cats right now who really want some attention. Um
You're
so
you're calling right now, friend.
I don't know why
uh
they're doing this.
and Watchman is down to 6 viruses. Now you notice that he is probably looking to take these reds out of the bottom horizontally, but he also just has so many red plans that he needs to do, and dropping down that stuff that he just dropped was really great in that it brought the level down to the same virus that he had in column 1, so there was not going to be any drop time. So things looking good for that, but still Watchma is 18 viruses left to go in his level 13. He is going to win this game, and he will allow us to see more Dr. Mario. But that column 2 not looking 100% ideal. He's going to have to take some drop time to clear it out, but the dude has time.
Yeah, he does have time to be swaggy if he wants to. As we've said, he
Yeah, I
sometimes
think
he
he's
does like to
going.
do that.
I think that is what we don't actually need to see him doing that, because he is going to take those yellows out in row 2 horizontally. And then he's got the opportunity to also take the blues out horizontally. He's going to prioritize those blues. Oh, he gets the double blue right afterwards. And there he goes. He's out at a 746. So he has taken game 3.
And GG's to both of our players. Oh, very nice T from Watchma. He is going to top out, and then we will get them set and ready for uh, ready for match 4.
And the winner of this match is going to have a nice little rest opportunity while the second semifinal goes. And it's always, once you get up to these levels, especially if you've been practicing early in the day, you can get decision fatigue. These two are making tons of decisions really quickly. And so it's
Mhm.
not uncommon to like have 2 really great games and then one where it's challenging, and you just have to keep your eye on the ball. And you know, I don't know whether the move is to practice in between these 2 rounds or just rest, but they got a lot on their plate. It's going to be a marathon.
Yeah, Influx is looking for dog percent this round.
And we have readies from both players. And we got a 3, 2, 1, and pills.
And Watchman's going to be out of the gate first, about 6 seconds before Influx. So we will take that into account if we need to at the end. We will be looking at the time that is on our players' timers on their screens. Um, we believe that that is the fairest way um, to work everything is with that. I like this setup from Watchma. Uh, a
I was
lot of
waiting for
those
that.
yellows.
Woo! Very nice fat log, offset fat log from Influx to drop some stuff down. He's going to want a blue yellow to work on his columns 1 and 2. He gets it. And curious to see whether he goes with a horizontal with these 2 sets of blues in the center of the board. It looks like he might be signaling that. And he is probably going to need to incur some garbage, but he takes a nice tee into a vertical. He's clearing this out. And of course, there's that differential larva mentioned, but on your screen, Watchma has 9 viruses to Influx's 16.
Yes, and some again some very nice setups from Influx that we've seen. Some very nice combos that um kind of, to be honest, remind me a little bit of Dave Smith, where you don't quite realize they're coming until the second that they're dropping. So that's been really nice to see
Hmm.
him do that. But Watch was actually going to be out of level 10 first into level 11.
He's out at a 142, and Influx about 6 seconds behind there. So Influx is going to need, or sorry, Watchma rather, is going to need quite a little bit of blue on that right hand side. I'm never a fan of having things, colors clustered on that right hand side because you have a little bit less real estate to work on the sides, but things are going to
Mhm.
clear up, especially if he gets a red. And Influx gets that double yellow, very nice to clear that out horizontally, and then has a blue horizontal as well. And he is has a very slight lead now over Watchma.
Yes, and he has been working with, um, you know, he's been working with his kind of lack of blue pills coming in while he's had a lot of blue that he's not needed to get rid of, but he's been doing it pretty well. Um, Having some garbage, but really having it be strategic garbage that he can drop down or get rid of really quickly.
Hmm. I like the way that Watchma tucked in between column on the reds, or that whatever color that was in between column 3 or 4. Very nicely done there. He's back in the lead. He's going to need a lot of yellow. I think column 1 and 2 has a misdrop in it. That's blue yellow. I don't think is what he wanted, but he does have space to put just about everything in some sort of strategic plan, except for, red's going to be a little bit difficult at the moment, but he does take out what looked like a misdrop to me with complete ease. Love to see that.
Yes, and Influx has just been going through the bottom of his board just very cleanly, very doing a lot of horizontal drops the way that he needs to, and he's going to be out first into level 12.
Hmm.
And I like the diversity that he has on his top line so far. um he's and yes, with that he's able to drop those blues down. He's got horizontal plans for those reds, drop all of that down as well, which he can take from either side.
Hmm.
Perfect.
That was very nice being able to get that red from either side with the horizontally with the red yellow. So very nice start. He has about a 10 virus lead over Watchma, and that's actually a little bit more because of the time differential. Watchma's got a really nice board though. He's going to be able to clear out quite a few doubles right away, especially this double red's going to be great for him. Very nice. He is going to need to be mindful about the blue on the left-hand side and the yellow on the right. So he's going to be doing
Hmm.
a prioritization dance.
Yeah, that's a little bit difficult. But again, this is Watchma. He is one of our, top tier players. If anybody knows how to do that, how to prioritize the right way, it's him.
And he gets a nice horizontal there on the right-hand side to deal with some of that yellow now. Influx working, he's hitting a part of his board that has a lot of red on it, but he's going to be tucking strategically under in column 7. Very nicely done there. And he's got a double horizontal combo there at the bottom of the board. So playing very smartly, making sure that he's taking care of those layers. And notice if he's able to drop down this red in column 8 with that tuck, he gets the yellows as well. So working very nicely, very efficiently on the bottom of this board. Everything's free and clear.
And if you notice, he got rid of some yellow garbage that dropped the blue down for his horizontal, that he's just now taken out. So again, he's really aware of what's going on, what his plans are, and what he can use right now in order to further his board.
Mhm. And Watchma in a little bit of a pickle here. He has a lot of yellow blue that he needs to deal with. That blue yellow was excellently placed. And again, in column 3, also placed it very well. He's placing all of these with no drop time. He's out at a 629 though. So he is quite far behind Influx. Again, he finds himself in this position. And Influx is making some good moves ahead of time to plan on top of that red horizontal that you just saw drop. So no use for blue right now, but knowing Influx, he can probably stack it on top of something else and drop it down.
Exactly. He's actually getting some very, very good RNG, and this double blue will be able to get rid of his garbage as well. So everything's really working out very well for Influx right now. Um, and I believe he's going to take all of these, he's going to make a T and drop all of that down. Um, there's a little bit of garbage, but very, very easily taken out and dealt with. He's down to 11 viruses,
Mhm.
9 now.
And Watchma had a bit of an issue there where he kept getting blue yellow, and that didn't last him very long on the left hand side, the need for it. And so he's going to be working on this red horizontal, gets it, has a nice long drop down, but it's not going to be enough. Influx cruises out of there at 742, 21 viruses ahead.
So Influx gets his second crown, and Savage. What does this mean?
Hey, it means we have a decider, more Dr. Mario. It's what we all want, honestly.
Aside from maybe Watchma and Influx, but the rest of us.
Sure, sure, that makes sense. Um, Watchma took me down in a reverse sweep in the finals, I think in early on in the year, and that was painful, but he played excellently. A reverse sweep is always kind of rough. Um, so, you know, might be rooting for Watchma to make sure that the reverse sweep doesn't happen, that he doesn't feel that feel that pain. But both of these players, it would be a well-deserved win. And Watchma says he needs a minute. We will definitely give him that.
For our baseball fans out there, this is Watchma taking his batter's timeout with 2 strikes. The perfect plan.
Hmm. Sports ball. Yeah. So this is Influx's third appearance this year. And if you didn't catch the little pre-cap video that Ook put together, this means that he will qualify for year-end tournaments. We never really had any doubt that he would, but a couple of more good performances this year, and he's just gonna really rocket up the standings. Whereas, those of us who've been playing steadily all year, we've just been relying on, okay, we're gonna do decently and we're gonna be here every month. So um, it's like a different kind of life. I wish I could just roll in and take take a couple second place finishes and secure myself a spot, but wouldn't we all?
And I believe that Influx is doing the same kind of warm-up type of, you know, actions that Watchma likes to take.
Oh, nice
He
big combo there from Influx there in his practice. Just waiting, just casually playing level 20. One thing that's really exciting for us is in a couple of months, we're going to be squaring off live at Korg Gaming Expo in Ohio. That's going to be big our big championship of the year, and we know that Watchma has made it into the big immunity pool as the bluegrass versus champion. He got a couple of really cool prizes. He netted himself some dollars and a really cool baseball bat and a VIP pass to Torg, so that's very exciting. And we have seen Influx there every year as well, playing quite excellently. He's a good versus player. So we're going to see that. And I have in the chat, what are we going to do with all these channel points? I have no idea. But yes, I think we're going to swim around in them in a vault. And we have readies from both players. And 3, 2, 1, and pills. What was a best of 5 is now a best of 1. And Watchma, knowing that he doesn't have a lot of use for red on the top line, use those red yellows to drop down some garbage there. Oh, gets the double blue just a little bit too late to see that he could have used it in that big combo, but tucks nicely in column 8. Larva, you there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
I've been watching Influx a little bit. He's also had a little bit of issues with figuring out exactly what he wants to do with some of these pills and some of his setups that haven't exactly panned out for him. Looks like he really wants to take those reds up on the middle of his board. He wants to take those out horizontally. There he goes. Triggers one combo, can't trigger the other, but he can underclear into that, or as he's signaling, he can take them out horizontally.
Mm-hmm. And now Watchma and Influx very close together. Watchma has about 8 viruses. Influx got 10. And really nice basic combo on the right available to Watchma. So we'll see how that pans out. He's just got to get the blue. Would love to see him get a fat log there with those yellows, but it's a tough one. And meanwhile, Influx has that with that drop, has a nice long horizontal, a couple of horizontals actually, and he's signaling that he's going to be trying to take out that yellow horizontally and the blue will follow. So very nice drop there. But you hate to see a level ending this way.
Oh,
Come on. Come
stop,
on.
please,
There we
please.
go. There we go. On medium speed, it's not as scary as on high speed, but still pretty terrifying to be up that close to the top of the board.
Mm-hmm. Influx waiting for that red yellow in order to take out everything horizontally, drops things down, and after a couple more moves, left with no garbage whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. I think Influx would really love to see a double red right now, because that would take out those reds horizontally in the center of the board. But he can also work on it from the side. He gets it. Nice combo down the center of the board, but now he's got a little bit of a funnel situation. So he's just got to be careful about that drop time. But it's still very even right now. Watchma working on a horizontal with those yellows, perhaps. He decides not to go with it, and that makes sense. But now he's building back up to it again and gets it.
Yes, and he is able to drop everything down. And once he clears up just a couple of reds, is able to again have basically no garbage on his board at all. Influx is working with, oh, that's a nice tee. There was a lot of yellow, and now there's a medium amount of yellow on his board.
Now, Watchma's got quite an interesting opportunity here. If he drops these blues horizontally in row 3, he can drop yellow horizontally in row 1 and another blue horizontally, and a lot of cool stuff will happen. But Influx is out at a 352.
Yeah, and Watchman's waiting. He takes out that yellow horizontally, takes out some garbage. There we go. He just, once that blue's out, just needs one more red, and he's going to be out into level 12 at a 417.
And Influx with a good start into his level 12. He had a really nice combo on the right-hand side. Simple and sweet, just exactly what you'd want to see. And so he's just got a couple of combos that are minimizing drop time. You know, he doesn't have a lot of use for yellow, so he's going to figure out how to use that the most efficiently. He is going to use yellow every place on top of a yellow virus, not for strategic garbage.
And it does look like he is signaling another horizontal that he wants to take. And, oh, that'll be perfect for him. And he's got a bracket clear on column 2 that really reduces his drop time for those extra yellows as well.
Would have loved to see another yellow blue for Watchma so that he could drop that vertical down into a horizontal. He finally gets the blue horizontal. But yeah, the pills are not cooperating with the viruses that he has. He's going to want to have a lot of horizontal opportunities on this board. It's just going to be a little challenging, especially the shape of these blues. But let's see, is he going to go for this drop that's going to get him more access to that blue? He's got a good position for it.
Yes, and he's going to manufacture the T as well.
Woo! That was like a crossword puzzle.
Or
Very
an
cool.
H.
But Influx out and into level 13. So he is going to have a lot of time and a lot of real estate to work with. And yeah, this might not be my favorite thing. You know, the reverse sweep could be kind of tough.
Yes, and now Influx does have a horizontal setup. We'll see if he actually takes it, if he is patient enough to take the horizontal.
He did not take the horizontal blue there, but he gets another crack at that double blue. He takes it and then has a yellow horizontal. As Watchma into his level 13, he is about 20 viruses back. So we have seen a 20 virus deficit be made up by Influx actually just last night. But I would love to see less red yellow on the top of Watchma's board in order for that to happen.
You know, fortunately he is getting a decent amount of yellow for him to work with. But there's quite a lot of blue in the middle of his board, so I don't know exactly what's going to come out of that. He is going to try to take that one blue horizontally, so he can drop everything else down. There we go. Boom, boom.
But the virus differential stays at it's over 20 now. We see that Influx is signaling he's going to want to take those reds out horizontally, and then the blue is going to come down horizontally as well. And I think he is working on having a whole board clear. He is almost there, but oh, he made the last second adjustment, because if he had put that red blue there in column 7, it would have messed everything up. And he's got it, everything out. He is out at a 750, and he moves on to the finals. GG's.
Yes, GG's to both of our competitors, Influx and Watchma. If you would like to watch them when they stream and they practice, anything like that, you can follow them here on Twitch. Both of them they're very, very good at what they do. I know Influx especially likes to have people in his chat to talk to. So he can explain anything. If you have any questions, you can talk to him with that.
Yes, and I was in Watchman's chat the other day ragging on him for playing slowly when I was completely aware that it was the demo that he was playing. He was just letting play as he took a break. So Watchman also kind and generous in chat. So We are going to be back in just a few minutes with our number 2 seed Adelito versus our number 6 seed Floyd, our second semifinal. And you're going to be in the capable hands of Larva and Packy. And so we'll be back in a couple minutes. This is the DrMC.
And welcome back to Semifinal Sunday for our August Gold Speed Bracket. My name is Larva12. I'm joined in the booth by Packy619. Packy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. So far, the tropical storm report hasn't really resulted in anything big, at least in my neck of the woods. So everything's looking fine, and I can just worry about enjoying some Dr. Mario today.
Very, very good. Our second semifinal match, we have our number 2 seed Adelito versus our number 6 seed Floyd. This is the second time that they've met, and Adelito did win the first one, and it was in our end of year, December 2022 round 2 match, where he swept Floyd. So Floyd looking to even that score. We are also joined in chat by another hashtag child of Dr. Mario. Floyd's kid is in the chat rooting on her dad. We'd love to see it. We have readies and 3, 2, 1, pills.
Pills. Adelito's the first out to get getting swept in round 2 by Adelito. I wonder what that feels like. Anyway, looks like a lot of red on the right-hand side of Floyd's board to start out, but he's got a whole lot of it cleared out right off the bat. Maybe, yeah, there's the horizontal play he was waiting for.
Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure that Adelito wants to take those yellows in columns 2 and 3 horizontal. They're begging to be taken out horizontally, and that's what he's setting up for.
Yeah, he decides not to wait for the double yellow, just tries to take it out right away. Nice L clear right there.
Another L clear.
Just chunk
horizontal
after
clears.
chunk. And he's got that horizontal garbage clear set up in the middle of his board as well. Let's see how he decides to handle this.
That double blue is going to help him into that T. Big old clear.
Yes. Outstanding play by Adelito. Just finding the plays and trying to waste as little pills as possible.
Yes, he is very patient with drop downs. He will wait until he will drop things down as long as he can use them later on. But he doesn't always necessarily wait for the perfect pill, which some of us, including me, can, have the tendency to do. Wait for the perfect pill, and sometimes that leads to time loss. Adelaide is going to be out first at a 136.
That is a blazing fast time for level 10.
That's a speed we could see out of level 6.
Absolutely.
I'm a little flabbergasted.
A 130 level 6 is pretty competitive in the gold bracket, but a 136 level 10 in any bracket is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Floyd is just looking for his last 3 Ls. He gets them all in a row. He's going to be out at a 208. Still a very, very good time.
See how Floyd decides to attack this board. He's getting some unfortunate pills early on here. Just trying to figure out what to do with the colors that he can't quite match up perfectly.
Mm-hmm. He does have a lot of blue on his top line. He's getting some luck. Oh, good. He's gotten a couple of double blues. That really helps out. So he is able to take this out. Doesn't have a lot of use for yellow at the moment, but he is starting to open some of that up and have everything available for him.
He was down by 20 viruses a second ago. Now that's immediately been chopped down to 14. That's no small feat against the world record holder.
Exactly. Floyd has been playing very quickly, very smart. He's going to be working on...
He doesn't quite have it right now, but Let's see if he waits for a blue chunk just to set it back up. But blink and you miss it. Adelito is going to be out of 11 at 323. Woo! Floyd really not
Floyd
doing
has
bad either.
Yeah, Floyd has dropped everything down. Um, no real garbage to speak of at the end of that. Um, he will need to work on getting that access to that yellow over in column 1. He does signal that he is going to do that horizontally.
Nice adjustment there
Rethinks
by
his move.
Floyd.
Very good adjustment. He's going to be out at a 359.
Very good level 11. But he is currently down by 14 viruses, which is, well, 6 better than it was the last level transition. So making up a little bit of ground is Floyd.
Yeah, it's what we like to see. We like to see very close games. We don't like to see blowouts. So, you know, Floyd knows, Floyd knows what Adelito can do. So, this is a very good showing from Floyd.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Oh, clear.
Adelito down to 21 viruses. They're all crammed at the bottom of his board. So, he is going to be able to make some of those really easy combos whenever he wants to.
Floyd finding the clears between the clears, getting some of these red chunks out of his board while he's waiting for blue to deal with his top line. Now he's
That's
starting to
looking
get
much
some blues.
better. He still has a little bit of an issue with blues. There's still a lot more of them on his board than one would like to see, but he is dealing with them and he does have the space to deal with them.
Floyd's now narrowed the gap to 9 viruses, but he still needs a whole lot of blue help.
Mm-hmm. Adelito's going to be out around a 536 into his level 13.
Floyd sees a fat log opportunity on the bottom of his board with all these non-blues that he's been getting.
Yep, and he's set right up for it. Let's hope that the doctor provides. Please, Doc, we want to see it.
Come on, Doc. Don't be rude. Now he's getting a ton of blue, and now he's not. Oh, looks like he's going to go ahead and sacrifice the fat log. He's still got that virus exposed, though, and he just needs a couple more red to get out of this level. And there it is.
He's about out of 614.
So Adelito's lead has ballooned back to 18 viruses while Floyd was waiting for that fat log magic to happen.
But as we could tell, Adelito's got a lot of blue on his top line, a lot of blue and yellow, not a lot of use for red. He's also got a pretty big canyon in the middle of his board. So if he's not careful, that can mean some drop time, which, we know Adelito doesn't like. Sometimes he'll take if he absolutely needs, but he does need some pretty good RNG to help him avoid that.
It looks like Adelito's signaling that he wants to vertical his way through column 2 and then eventually drop a red fragment into the bottom and take out those 2 red viruses in row 1 horizontally.
Yeah, there's been a couple setups on Adelito's side that I'm a little confused about. I don't know if he gave up on them or if they were competing plans or something like that. But knowing Adelito, he's gonna figure out exactly what to do with no issues.
And this double yellow is gonna open up column 2 for him, and now he's all set up. All he needs is a couple of blue fragments, and he's done. We are looking at another sub 8 at a 748.
Floyd not too far behind at the end of this level. He's got 8 viruses left.
And
Still has all the colors on his board. Also
Here
another
comes the fat log.
Fat log. There we go.
Now he's set up for a fat log to finish it off.
Drop
Bang.
from Floyd at an 8:15.
Very impressive run. Averaging just a tick over 2 minutes per level on this level block is really good.
Floyd's gonna take a second to himself. Oh, puts on his Purdue hat.
Readies? 3, 2, 1. Pills, and we're off for game 2.
Looking at these boards, I like both of the boards. Looking down, especially Floyd has a lot of combo opportunities, double opportunities, both horizontal and vertical that he can take. Pretty easy, straightforward clears. And that's the kind of Dr. Mario that Floyd likes to play. So now, Adelito, there's a little bit of garbage on top of that blue that really he's not able to use, so he's able to clear that out. Only has one yellow exposed on his top line, and he's getting a lot of it.
He's got a drop T coming right here. That's going to look
perfect.
Great.
Wow.
He also had a play earlier in this level where he actually stacks 2 horizontal clears on top of each other. Not only stacked them, but tucked to get them. It was a pretty fascinating play early in the game.
Floyd not liking exactly what he's getting from the doctor. He tucks those away. He's going to be taking those reds in row 1 horizontally. There they go. He doesn't have really any use for yellow until
nice horizontal clear by Floyd.
Very end. Very, very good from Floyd. He also wants to take that blue horizontally. He will have to clear out the red. Meanwhile, Adelito is going to be out into his level 11.
He was really waiting for that blue so he could clear that out of the way. He's still got a yellow virus buried in the corner here.
Yeah, he's going to need to take out those reds one way or another. He's going to take everything out horizontally, but he did start taking both of them out in case he was not able to get the pills that he wanted. So that was very good heads-up play from Floyd, knowing, again, that the doctor doesn't always like to give us what we need, and planning for that.
Adelito a little bit spired on his board, but he has plenty of other places where he can place his pills right now. Now he has no exposed blue viruses at the moment, which is going to make his next few plays a bit more tricky. But
and
right now,
blue halves on at least 5 or 6 in a row until that red yellow. So this is Floyd's opportunity to really kind of come back. They are only a virus apart right now, and Floyd's got this big, nice combo. So Floyd right now is in the lead.
Adelito had a few setups that allowed him to clear a few more viruses to tie it back up, but right now it's pretty much a dead heat between each player. Looking at the boards, I kind of like Floyd's a bit more because it's a bit more widespread. Pretty much everything Adelito has is bunched up on the left-hand side right now.
Yeah, Floyd does have both players have a lot of blue. Floyd doesn't need any yellow. Adelito needs more yellow and less red. But they both are having a blue issue. Here's a big old combo from Adelito, and he's setting up for a
Adelito's got
T.
this. He missed the tuck,
the tuck.
but he's got it back open, so it's no big deal. So Adelito's going to get out at
Big
about
old
the 4-minute
combo
mark,
there too.
and Floyd is waiting for blue. Clears out the reds on the top of his board just to stay safe. But it's just waiting and waiting and waiting.
Come on, Doc, please.
Doc,
Please,
come
Doc.
on. No.
Not like this.
Oh, it just keeps coming.
Not like
The
this.
unrelenting hot dog blitz. Ketchup and mustard just getting all over the place. There it is. About 441, he finally gets out of 11.
You could see Floyd shake his head. He is unhappy. I would be too. If I got that RNG, I'm surprised that his mouth is closed. I would be having some choice words for the doctor. And I know you would too, Packy.
Oh yeah. Definitely. And it feels so terrible because you're keeping up with the world record holder, and then all of a sudden Dr. Mario just decides, nah, we're gonna stay here a little while.
Meanwhile, Adelito is down to his final 5.
This was a
blues, and he's tossing away anything that does not have a blue on it. I'm surprised he didn't try to take that yellow out horizontally, but he still needed the blues anyway, and he's gonna be out into level 13.
Just
Lotus clear into a horizontal. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Just that RNG nightmare that Floyd had at the end of 11, just to show how much that impacted this game. This was practically a tie game before that happened, and now it's pretty much a 20-plus virus game.
Yeah, Floyd. Oh, he's gonna have a nice old T there. He is down to 10 viruses. Needs a lot of blue, and some yellow help.
Comes the drop T.
I do like that he set up this red for a horizontal. If he wants to take it that way, he's gonna take it vertically.
Not a whole lot of use for all this yellow right now for Adelito, but got a couple of yellow viruses exposed, but all the rest of the yellow viruses are just neatly tucked away into that corner. He's starting to dig into that corner now, at least.
Mm-hmm. I think he wants to take most of row 1 horizontally.
He's just got to get those yellows out of the way, and he can pretty much deal with these at his leisure. He's pretty much open and set up. All he really needs to do is, okay, he goes ahead and takes the quick double clear. And he had a lot of options there, a lot of outs, and that's what you like to see, because then you can play with a lot of different pills. He is out at 733.
And 733 is only 5 seconds off of our hot times list. Floyd with a nice drop combo there. And if he hadn't had just that terrible RNG, this would have been a very nice 13 for Floyd. There were a lot of blocks of combos and everything like that. Very unfortunate RNG for Floyd. There is some talk in the chat about potentially timing some of these runs that have been hit with bad RNG at the end of a level, and seeing how much of a difference it would have made at the end of that match. So both of our players are going to get reset, and we'll go on to our third match.
So game number 3 between Floyd and Adelito. Pardon me. we've got a ready from Adelito. Must have had a okay. Floyd is ready, and we are ready to go. 3, 2, 1, pills. Both players out of the gate at pretty much the same time, so time is not going to be a huge concern right now. Floyd, looking down his board for clears, has very little access to blue pills or blue viruses right now.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, it does seem like he's getting a decent amount. Normally, we would like to see blues, but maybe not so much right now.
I liked the adjustment he made earlier, though, with that. I don't
Mm-hmm.
quite remember what pill it was, but he found another in between clear he could take very quickly.
A big yellow combination from Adelito takes off a bunch of viruses on his board. He's got an 8 virus lead at this point. Not insurmountable by any means. He has a lot of yellow and a decent amount of blue that he has to contend with.
Floyd waiting for some yellows so he can clear off this horizontal clear and start working through the rest of his board. Very nice play. Decides to take the tee.
A nice tuck for that horizontal in row 1 for Floyd. Adelito has a couple of things set up, and there we go. He's going to be out at a 134.
Floyd just needs to clear out 8 more viruses to get out of his level 10. Attacks column 1 with quick moves, and he's just got a couple of viruses left now. A couple more yellow fragments, and he will be out of his 10 in 158.
Not a bad time at all. Adelito with a big old T that drops into another combo. I like, well, okay, maybe not so much now. I did like the top of Floyd's board when it had access to yellow. It doesn't really now. He just has a couple that he can drop into. But now that he's opened up, I do like it. I like that it does have a lot of different combos, especially it's got a lot of vertical pairs that Floyd likes to take. So hopefully um, he can really use that to his advantage.
Yeah. Floyd right now, he's got an interesting board here. Decides not to horizontal those 2 red guys in columns 5 and 6. But right now he's not getting a lot of red pills anyway, so that might have ended up being the right play.
And Adelito is down to column 1 and row 1 on his board, and that's it. And he's gonna set up for some horizontals in to take everything out, and now he really, really wants a red yellow. He's gonna manufacture the red drop. He just needs one more yellow and he's gonna be out. But Floyd is really he is only now 2 viruses behind. So he's really picked up a lot of steam.
And he's getting the blue fragments he needs to finish off his level 11 at a 354. Decides to horizontal the yellows on columns 3 and 4, and then gets the double blue that he needs to horizontal a couple more blue viruses.
There's a lot of red. There's a lot of red there.
That is a lot of red, and that'll help him chunk through some of the red. But the right hand side of his board is looking a bit interesting right now. Nice T clear, but that lowers the pill hanging around on column 5, which misaligns the horizontal clear on the yellow virus in column 6. So let's see how he plays this one.
Yeah, I know Floyd's not happy with that. I could see him shake his head a little bit. Um, it was really one of those like, oh, if he waited a couple more, um, just a couple more pills, he would have had exactly what he needed. But he is really working on clearing this out very, very quickly. But Adelito now at a 15 virus lead. So some of that did the troubles that Floyd had. Adelito was able to capitalize on those.
Yeah, Floyd had a moment where there was a whole lot of yellow that he had to worry about, and now he's starting to get a whole bunch of yellow pills to clean it all out. So RNG being a bit kinder to Floyd this time around.
And Adelito with a very nice, he had a horizontal lightning log that he was able to use and get out of his level 12. Floyd, again, not going to be far behind. He's, again, bringing it back in the last few viruses of the level. And he's going to be out at a 614.
Not a bad time at all for the first three levels of this block. And here comes the double red surge and the red yellow to follow. And then another red yellow for a quick double clear 0 drop. These blue yellows are going to make things a little bit trickier, but he's having a solid beginning to this 13.
Mm-hmm. I like that there's a bunch of reds all together. Floyd able to really capitalize on that, take those out in a cluster, but still have room for the other viruses that he needs. Good, more good thinking on Floyd's part. Adelito, meanwhile, down to 15, needing a lot of red help on his top line. Getting a little, but not a lot. And it really looks like he wants a red-yellow to set off this combo in column 4. Here it comes.
Big drop there, and he still has all those yellows perfectly aligned.
And there's even a red that drops down into column 1, exactly where he needs.
And now Adelito's turn to wait for the killer he needs. Where is the red? Here's another, and then here comes the last one. 757 for Adelito.
And Floyd just needs a couple more reds, a yellow. There's the yellow. He needs a couple more reds to be out of here.
And here they are.
He'll be at an 818.
Very
Not a bad time at all for Floyd.
GG's to both players. It will be Influx and Adelito in the finals.
So we will give Adelito a couple minutes to stretch, rest his brain, get some practice in, whatever he wants. And we will be back with our finals. This is the Dr. Mario Championship.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the August 2023 edition of the Dr. Mario Gold Speed Bracket. And I am Packy619, who was just being part of the commentator team in the previous semifinal match, and now we've got a finals for you. We've got a classic clash of titans between Influx and Adelito. Joining me in the broadcast booth for this one is Savage Octagon. Savage, what do you make of this one?
Hey, Packy. Yeah, exactly. As you said, a clash of titans. Now, we were talking a little bit in the booth, or I was talking with Larva about various long-standing rivalries, such as Dimwit and yourself at the beginning of the DRMC. And, I have a feeling that these two could become as frequent flyers in our in our rivalries as you two were. This is their third matchup. They've only ever met on a Sunday, and they're tied 1-1, but Influx has won in the finals against Adelito. So he won our 2022 championship. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, we're in for some good Dr. Mario.
Yes, we are. We got 2 readies, and we got a countdown, and we got a 3, 2, 1 pills.
Pills. They
We
are going to be.
off.
Oh,
We
they are
are
going to be.
off.
They're
Sorry.
going to be playing, no worries, they're going to be playing levels 14 through 17, which represents some of the highest up on the board that we can get in this play. We already see Influx dropping down a horizontal, and the stuff is falling well on top. A little bit of garbage in column 5, but looking pretty good.
See how Influx was moving those yellow reds that are in columns 2 and 3. He flipped them vertically in column 3, and then as he was dropping them down, he flipped them right back into place. That way he limits lateral movement, doesn't have to press left as many times, saves him a little bit of time with every pill drop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's a sign of, elite players are starting to think about these pill movements. Adelito is about 7 viruses ahead and had a really nice drop there on the left-hand side of the board, but he is hurting for yellow, Packy. This is tough. He's going to need a lot soon, and that little double red blitz didn't bring enough yellow afterwards to help him out.
Alito just, obviously he needs yellows right now, and he's really not getting many. And when he is getting them, he's not. Oh, I don't think he meant to put that there. But he gets another double yellow. But you don't want to use your double yellows like that with a board like this. But he gets that horizontal clear, and now he's got another drop horizontal, and everything is suddenly coming up Adelito.
Yeah, but these two are basically neck and neck now, and Influx is trying to figure out what he wants to do to make sure that the plans that he's building in the bottom rows aren't messed up. So you see he's looking at those blue reds in columns 2 and 3. Dropping this horizontal is still leaving the possibility that when he drops the red that's there in column 3, that he'll still have a blue horizontal possibility on the other side. But if blue red keeps coming, that's going to really mess things up. But he is out at a 2-12.
Influx has himself an early lead after Adelito had that struggle with the color yellow earlier. But Adelito is now going to be out. Unintentional horizontal clear makes him need another pill to do it, but he's out at about 224.
Mm-hmm. Nice opening combo there from Influx. And yeah, just bringing down his board really nice and evenly.
Yes.
Has a great L, yeah, over there on that right-hand side, but now running into needing quite a bit of yellow help, but he's about 45 to Adelito's 54.
Great start for Influx in his level 15. After he got that L clear into a drop clear, he immediately got an in-between 0 drop clear of 4 blue viruses. Really flying out the gates in this level 15.
Yeah, and let's see. Let's look at Adelito's board over here. A little bit of garbage there on column 5, and it's a little bit of a stoplight situation, so he's going to be working hard to clean that out. I think dropping down, getting the T with this yellow really helps, and he is open to clearing out that red garbage horizontally, and he's thinking about it, and he gets it.
Influx, meanwhile, had a nice sweet tea earlier, but he's also got a lot of blue to contend with on the left side of his board. Has a potential fat log set up, takes the top half of it right away because he wasn't really quite set up to drop it in just right. So, no sense in trying to find a lone pill fragment to drop in to set up that fat log, as nice as it would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Influx is signaling he wants to take out this blue on column 8 horizontally, and he gets exactly what he needs to do that.
Yep. And
Looks like, yeah.
Oh, go right ahead.
Looks like these 2 reds, yeah, perfect. That's all he
Mhm.
needs right now, and 1 more yellow fragment, and he's out at 427.
Adelito still has 6 viruses left to go, and the tricky thing about them is most of them are yellow, kind of a pain in the butt. As soon as he drops this red down in column 1, those yellows will fall. So it's kind of all about getting drop time minimized. He has to take a little bit of it, but he's going to be out at a 446. Nice prioritization, not taking that top one before the others.
Adelita, or not Adelito, Influx had a nice play earlier where he stacked a couple of pills on top of a horizontal to trigger another horizontal. Good awareness on when he dropped that combo, knowing where the pills would fall so he could get that red horizontal.
And Adelito working really well on the beginning of this level 16. At first, there's so much red and blue on the top that it's almost like, well, what plans do you make? And
Ooh,
of course,
nice.
he's making
Those
a
plans.
great one. Those plans, exactly. Now, that red garbage on column 3 is not going to be great. He's just going to have to clear it up vertically, which takes a little bit of time, but his board is very nice and open to start making those great plans again.
A really good board, but right now he's also got a 7 virus deficit as Influx is really putting the pressure on here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. Influx and Adelito have a little bit of a mentor-student relationship. I think Influx gave Adelito a lot of advice when he first started playing. So it's funny to see the student become the master, but they're still going at it. It's pretty awesome.
And I just got a flash flood warning on my phone.
All right, it'll be all right. You'll stay dry.
Yep. And
So
right now,
nice horizontal
Adelito's,
there from Influx.
we are dead even right now.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Influx's setup, though. He needs a lot of red, but he's set up to deal with it very quickly.
Yeah, and wow.
And this double red is just what he needs. And then followed up with the yellow he needs. Very good. 650 out of level 16.
And Adelito just needs a couple more blues. We're having a situation that we've seen before in these matches this month. And
Oh,
yeah, and he
no.
is playing up on high speed, which means he's going to have to take a little bit of a hair has hesitation more than he would have to just migrate that stuff around, because you start to think, okay, well, the blue's going to come. It's going to be fine. But then you start to run into some danger. So he's
Yeah,
about 12
he,
viruses back.
he had that overhang about 2 rows from the top of his board, and that's on high speed. That's when it starts to get scary.
Speaking of scary, Influx has got a little bit of a problem on this column 1 up high. He is working well with those horizontals in the middle of the board with the blue, but he is going to have to clear out that blue in column 1 and work on that red from underneath. That's kind of the only way it's going to go. He's not going to be able to make any clears based on the fact that the top 2 rows are open, but he's going to do it in a nice T style. Very nicely done.
And now he can, in between, clear the red viruses, and once he does that, he'll be in good shape once more.
Mm-hmm.
Nice sweet tea there by Influx as well. And
There he
gets
gets
the
that double red.
That was crucial.
Very nicely
But,
done.
but while he was waiting for that, Adelito managed to take a small virus lead, which has immediately shrunk to 3.
Mm-hmm. And he had a great fat log. I think he's working hard to come up with this work. Watch these yellows in the center of the board. He's going to be dropping them down, and then a lot of blue is going to fall. So let's see what order that works in. Still working on it. I wonder if he's just
The
going to
big
trigger
drop
that.
T
Yeah,
into a drop combo. Beautiful.
very nicely done. And Influx only 7 behind. Board set up really well. I'd love a double red for him to clear out those reds horizontally and drop down. But right now he's got a platform on top of column 7 to mitigate that drop time. So you see that was already happening. So we'll see
Looks like
how. this goes.
Adelito's plans. Yep, he got the yellow horizontal he was waiting for, and then gets the double blue. Just everything's just set up wonderfully right now for Adelito to get out of the 17, and it looks like he's probably going to win this one.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets his last red at a 922, and Influx is going to be close behind at a 930.
Mm-hmm. And with a 922, Adelito ties his own best hot time. So that is the 18th best hot time there. You can check out on our website all the hot times for these brackets. But yeah, very nicely done. Hot times are sort of, I gotta say, in these rounds with some of these players, they're kind of lukewarm. We just get them all the time. Whatever. And wow, they are ready to go.
Cannot wait to move along, and we are getting our countdown. 3, 2, 1, pills.
Whoop. A lot of double blues on this top line for Influx. But luckily he gets the blues to work those out. Blue luck runs out. He's going to be working on these these reds horizontally rather. And he gets them and does yellow horizontally. Some nice opening sequence there from Influx.
A nice job by Influx there to minimize garbage from all those horizontal clears he was doing early.
Really nice horizontals from Adelito to start this. Not sure exactly what's going on in columns 2 and 3 for Adelito. I think that those red yellows were a misdrop, judging by the fact that they were stacked up onto each other. Yeah, he takes care of those. He's going to need some reds pretty soon.
Looking at Influx's plays there, he had an opportunity for a lightning bolt, decided to take the drop combo that was further up his board. I don't think he meant to put that double blue there, however, but another double blue is going to render the point moot. And it looks like he's signaling that he wants this drop horizontal.
And we've got Adelito. This board is strangely locked up a little bit. I think he's going to want to clear out these reds in the center, just get access to taking out this barge of blue that's there. I like that play, opening up those blues and not using that blue-red on the side. I think that's a good move just for opening up the board's sake. But that blue-yellow in column 2, I think that is a misdrop.
It looks like he meant to throw that down in column 1, which he is about to do here. Unfortunately, that misdropped pill just kind of decides to hang out there and taunt him for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Influx into his level 15 already, and working on this pretty nicely. He's got an opportunity for a blue horizontally. He's signaling that he's going to take it, but he drops some yellow garbage, and that's kind of tough because yellow is so prominent on the top of this board.
Yeah, when you have yellow viruses and then yellow garbage in other columns, it creates a top line that's very difficult to work with. But a nice L clear into a drop combo is going to help free up the right-hand side of his board. Still needs a whole lot of yellow for the left side. Some nice improvised horizontal clears help clean things up for him.
Mm-hmm. Now, Adelito's got a little bit of difficulty here in column 4. You see that red that's stacked up on top. That he is signaling that that's a misdrop. He's bringing that down. So now he's safe. Oh.
Influx has a bit of trouble on column 3 now. Oh, whoa, gigantic clear. Me and my big mouth.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but I mean, that did look pretty disastrous.
I really did not know if that was by design, but by the looks of what happened, it probably was.
Right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of trouble talking after that one. Trying to figure that out.
Hey, that's tough.
Yeah, looking at Adelito here, really nice open board, no garbage basically to speak of. just got a lot of good openings. The board is nice, and it's just like he has space to put things, unlike sort of the end of his last level, just like a little bit tougher.
Adelito has a slight virus lead that has, well, I said slight because at the time I was starting that sentence, it was a 2 virus lead, and when I finished it, it was a 7 virus lead.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Watching these players, folks, the virus count actually just like does not tell the story, because you really want to look at the number of virus halves that are on the board. Now, which way is he going to go with this L, Adelito? Okay, so there he goes. He's down to 2 viruses. Prioritize the clear with less drop time.
Influx, meanwhile, has a nice little horizontal clear right there. He's going to be out of here pretty soon himself. There also is a 3-second time difference between these players.
Influx added a 452. Adelito getting started here on this level, takes those reds out horizontally. Very nice drop combo there. Does leave a little bit of garbage on columns 4 and 5, but not a big deal because some of that garbage is yellow, and that's not a color that's going to give him much trouble right now.
Yeah, there's stuff on the left-hand side of Adelito's board that demands a drop T, and he's going to get it very soon here.
There we go.
Just like
nice
that.
Big combo. Influx needs a bunch of blue to work through this board. He's going to get some for the center, which is very, very nice. And so we're going to see him seeing that blue-yellow tucked into the bottom there. It looks like he is going to be tucking another one when he gets the chance, but he is going to be taking some drop time along the way. Check it out. 2 and 3, boom, and then drops the yellow down for the combo.
Very nice. Not a whole lot of yellow to work with on Influx's board right now, but he's not getting much in the way of yellow pills either, so it's really fine either way. Looks like he's got, okay, he decides to take the horizontal clear right away. He could have also set up a drop combo, but I guess he's just trying to minimize drop time.
Yep, that's often the name of the game here. Now, Influx is working, you see he has so many horizontal opportunities towards the bottom of the board. So just the idea is he doesn't want to misprioritize or make those competing plans. So he is going to continue working with that red. The double red could have been used on the bottom, or he could, I don't think he's going to try to swim it down and make a fat log.
It looks like he really wants to clear those 2 blue viruses horizontally so he can drop the double yellow into another horizontal clear.
Yeah, you can see him thinking about this really hard as Adelito out and into level 17. He's going to want a bunch of red. He gets it. Very nicely done. So, yeah, he's going to be taking this red out horizontally. And working with some nice horizontals. That's always a good feeling at the top of these levels when you can do that.
Yeah, you don't want to be on the top of your board for too long. You just want to start getting rid of viruses right away before everything starts getting too cluttered up. You don't really have a whole lot of room for error at this point, but both players have knocked down the top of their boards really easily.
Yeah, and it's about 52 to 42 advantage. Adelito there, who would love a double red or something to clear out these reds horizontally in the center of the board. So we'll see what happens. Looks like he is signaling that he's building up that platform, but he keeps getting blue-red, so that's a little bit tough. And he's just going to take a fat log. There you go.
Adelito decided not to build up column 3 and just attack it on the other side.
And that's okay. He does have some garbage, but he's all right. Over on Influx's side, he has 33 viruses left and a very nice even top line. A lot of red-yellow to go here, but he's bringing that down, opening up that blue. And this double yellow, excellent for opening up blue-red. Still, he has that one yellow virus in column 2 locked up, and it's a little bit frustrating that it's blue-red on top of that. It's just going to make things a little bit slower.
Earlier, Influx had a double yellow blitz and no access to yellow viruses, so he ended up just doing a sweet tea with his garbage.
Speaking of garbage, Adelito had a really nice move with some garbage, and just his board is just like really nice and tame. You know, he is hoping for more red yellow than he's getting, but still this board nice and straightforward. And he also is trying to open up a blue horizontal at the bottom of the board, and there he goes with a drop into column 6.
Influx trying to find out the optimal way to attack the rest of this level 17. He's very well set up, and he's just getting the perfect pills for this.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
gonna be out at 9:22, and at 9:24 is Adelito. Influx takes it by 2 seconds.
And fun fact, 9:22 was Adelito's winning time from the last game. So Influx saying, "Oh, you can do that? Well, I can do that too."
Yeah, that end game was the difference. Influx had the better setups earlier on, and it managed to save him just enough time to take game 2.
Yeah, it is so, folks out there, it is so hard to call these matches because as soon as you pay attention to one person's board, the other one changes completely. And even as you're talking about one player, their situation changes. So it's great that everyone's chatting about it and seeing these amazing moves that we might have missed.
So both players are already ready to go for game 3. They're pumped up.
Yeah, and Influx saying ready, sub 9. Adelito saying yep.
Let's go.
There have only been 4 sub 9 times recorded, winning times in this. You have one of them, but Adelito's fastest time is an 8:02, which suggests that perhaps sub 8 might be possible in the future. And these two are off. Game 3.
Just a sub 8 for this would be absolutely absurd.
I agree. Really nice opening moves from these two players. Nothing requiring too much elaborate, but I think Influx is going to run into needing a lot of red yellow. Beautiful cross clear there at the top of the board.
Making quick work of this level 14 to start. Influx getting some blue yellows that he doesn't necessarily need.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's setting up a horizontal into a... Oh, he didn't take it there. Okay, there we go. Oh, wow. Beautiful combo.
Nice work for Adelito, being very patient. He was working on a blue horizontal. And nice one, he got another horizontal into another one. Very nicely done. A little bit of garbage on column 7, but as you notice, it's yellow garbage, and what's right below that? Also yellow. He decides not to go with it, but it would have been an okay setup for future stuff down the road.
Huge drop T from Influx. He is absolutely destroying this level 14.
You know,
Oh man, this is a breakneck pace right here.
Holy
136.
Oh my god. You know, I know Larva was talking about sports ball, but I mean this is like a calling your shot kind of situation, right?
It is. We
Uh
got the Babe Ruths of Dr. Mario going.
nice
Nice
fat
little
log
fat
there.
log.
I would love to see the horizontal yellow happen for Adelito there in the board. It would really open up so much for him. And of course, the double yellow comes the pill after he decides to abandon it. And then he has quite a bit of garbage there on the bottom of this board. So this is going to be difficult, that one missed opportunity coming up big for Influx being able to get away.
Influx really played the long game in column 5, trying to get his way down to get that red horizontal, and now he's going to get a giant into a T, into another T, into 2 more clears.
I don't even know. And Adelito out at
Here's
a
another T for
2:30.
good measure.
He's out at 2:36, which is about a minute behind Influx. So he's about almost 40 viruses back, and that is just not a deficit that we're used to seeing Adelito down to anyone that way. But he's working on this horizontal. He'd love a blue yellow, and he gets it. Very nice. A triple combo.
Influx is just playing out of his mind right now, making these massive drop combos, T's and double T's. It just there's a whole bunch of blue that he has to worry about right now, but it's really not a huge deal. He's just got to wait for some blue pills to come. But when are they going to come? That's the question. And here they come.
Mm-hmm. Adelito had a lot of great opening moves here. He's finally starting to get the red that's going to be very helpful to his board. He needs it to keep coming, but in the meantime, he's got good setups for this yellow that's here. You know, he had some double yellows coming, and he's using the yellows in column 2 to drop down reds onto column 3. That's a long-term plan that he's making. But wow, Influx out of 15 at sub 4 minutes.
I'm looking at Adelito's board right now, and I love this board. There's a lot. I know there's a lot of red, but there's also a lot of doubles.
Mm-hmm. It's very good.
Just needs
Whew.
to get his red.
Yeah. Influx off to a good start here. Board's pretty diverse. He's probably going to run out of, yeah, as I say that, he runs out of red. And I'm wondering what he's doing with these blues. I think he's trying to go horizontally with them at the top as
And that's
Adelito
exactly
added
what
a,
he's looking for.
yeah, Adelito added about a 434.
434 is a pretty nice time.
Mm-hmm.
That that red blue, I'm not quite sure about on Adelito's side.
He's got
Because
a good horizontal going.
oh, very good.
Yeah. So the lead is smaller now. But wow. Influx just raining down. He'd love a blue yellow to tuck in between on column 7. Boom, he gets it. And these clears are going to be a little more drop time than we've been seeing from Influx, but really nice stuff and just like going to clear out very nicely.
I'm interested to see how Adelito's going to attack column 7 here. Well, he can go underneath and get that yellow virus. That one nugget of blue garbage is just screaming at him right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
it's hard to look away from that. And Influx, I was intrigued why you didn't go for the double red to take out that red garbage horizontally, but obviously.
he's got to drop fat log ready as soon as he drops this pill.
Oh, I see. Well, that's why he's there and I'm here. But he just needs a couple more blues, and he's about 18 viruses in front of Adelito. Just needs one more blue, and he'll
Adelito in
be,
column 7 is finally clean.
yeah, Influx out at a 620. So yeah, I mean, sub 9, not out of the possibility at all.
Oh, definitely not.
And Adelito has some good setups here. If he clears out this blue in column 5, he'll be able to clear out the yellows horizontally, and he alleviates some drop time there at the top of that board. So there he goes. He gets that horizontal. Blue, yellow, excellent for him.
Looking at Influx's board right now, he's got 45 viruses left to go. He can
Could be
definitely
tough.
still do this. There's a lot of red on the top of his board right now, and he's getting a double yellow blitz, and there's a double blue waiting for him at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely not what you want to see. Very nice setup there on the drop horizontal, though.
Ooh, Adelito really selling out hard for this blue yellow, and he gets it. He's gonna get a drop fat log.
Log.
Timber.
Beautiful work. Down by 26 viruses, and looks like he misdropped that red yellow. Now he's got a red blitz. The doctor is punishing him.
Mm-hmm. I think Influx, wow, he gets the double blue. That'll help him get that D sandwich in column one. So he's going to be able to scoot reds in between on column one and not worry so much about that drop time. I'm not sure what's going to happen here in column three. I think he's probably going to go for all of this garbage vertically because it doesn't look like there's a clear horizontal plan at the bottom of the board.
Yeah, soon Influx is going to have to address the right side of this board because that's where most of his viruses are right now. He really does
Mhm.
not have much use for blue.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this sub 9 situation for Influx. Things better get pretty good pretty quick.
This is going to be a nice little drop horizontal, and he's only got 5 viruses left, so he just might get it after all.
See. Ooh.
He is set up to
Oh,
finish
he's
this
gonna
off right now.
he's
He's
gonna
got the
get it.
double yellow
He's got the
blitz,
double yellow. Oh,
and then
there
the
it
double
is.
blue at the end. Sub 9, 859.
Well, all right, calling your shot. He has the 5th all-time best time. That is his first time sub 9. So GG's to Influx. Now he is up 2-1.
The way that 136 level 14, I believe, that Influx had during this game would qualify for third on speedrun.
Oof.
The world record is 133.
Oh, what do you
Right?
Uh-huh.
Exactly. Man.
And of course, I mean, with this commanding performance anyway, regardless of whether he wins the match or not, Adelito has mathematically guaranteed himself the number 1 seed at the end of this year. There is no one who can pass him.
Yes, that 133 was gotten by our very own Floyd.
GG's, Floyd. And Adelito is ready. And Influx is ready.
Game 4. Adelito faces elimination. And we are off.
Woo! All right. Oh, love to see that double yellow as the opening pill there for Adelito. Laying down a pill horizontally as your first play is it's very satisfying, Packy.
Just being able to glue your finger to the down button and just go to town. You gotta love it.
I mean, yours is already like that most of the time, but yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Definitely. Nice opening boards for both players, and both are doing a good job of trying to be as even with their top line as possible. You see that Adelito kind of working on a long lotus here. When he drops it, he's going to get a sweet tea. So that's a lotus drop into a sweet tea. Very nicely done.
You could tell Adelito was waiting for that specific pill so he could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And while he was doing that, he was able to make plays on the left-hand side of his board to continue clearing out viruses.
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, Influx is waiting for a red, this red blue perfect, and just takes out a chunk of stuff on the board. Now, some of it might have been useful down the line, but hey, it really doesn't matter. This board is much more open and clear. But he is going to want some red again to make another horizontal. He gets it, but it doesn't quite have the same dramatic effect as before.
Well, it's pretty hard to match that one, to be honest.
I know.
But Influx's board looking pretty clean, but he's also down by 7 viruses right now. Okay, gets the big horizontal clear. He's going to have to work his way through some yellow to get to that last horizontal clear with those reds in the corner of his board. Gets them.
All right, Adelito just needs a couple of yellows and he'll be out. There he goes. He gets them. He's out at a 159. So this is a slightly more human pace, I would say.
Yeah. Let's see how Influx attacks this board from this point, because if he gets the underclear on column 4, it's going to cut off his horizontal. So
Mm-hmm.
so now he's in a situation where it's going to get tricky.
Yeah, so he's going to go for this column 3 yellow.
Yeah, but
And
he's
going to go vertically.
he's going to have to. Unless he gets a double red, that's the only real play he has. And there's the double red, and there's the underclear. Now he can get that last underclear and be out at a 245.
Yeah, so he is about 40 seconds back from Adelito, who just had a really nice sweet tea there. But he's got a lot of red on the top of this board. He's going to want to find a way to clean that out as quickly as possible. And there he goes. As I say that, it's mostly clean. He's got a diverse board. I'm not a fan of blue being in columns 1, 2, and 3 on the top line, especially because it might be a little bit hard to manufacture that horizontal, but, looks like he's got plans.
Yeah, you don't like to see too many consecutive columns with the same color on your top line for that specific reason, but nice triple clear right there by Adelito.
And a nice cross from Influx and clearing out more viruses to boot. Now a little bit garbagey here, but if he's able to take out these reds horizontally, which it looks like he's planning to do when he gets this blue, he's going to be able to clear out some garbage and drop down on top of that yellow in column 3.
Now it's a 24 virus game. Let's see how Adelito attacks column 1. If he had another blue fragment on top of that virus, then it would be a much easier play. You could possibly wait for a blue-yellow to get a lightning rod clear, but that's not the way it's quite shaking out. If he gets a double blue, that'll be the perfect pill to take that out.
Oh, there
Look,
it is.
there it is.
Hey, nice job, us.
And another one. Just
Wow.
for good measure.
Influx dealing with some, needs a lot of yellow here. He's going to want to take out these reds horizontally. I think he wants to find the most efficient way to do that, because I don't think he wants a red-blue, but he gets it on top. Now he's got an upside-down sweet tea. Very nicely done, but the bottom rows a lot of red-blue to deal with.
Yeah. All the yellow is tucked away in that corner. He's not going to have a whole lot of use for yellow pills. And then he's naturally going to get a double yellow. But a couple of blue fragments and he gets the horizontal plays he needs. So it looks like he's pretty much free and clear on this 15.
But Adelito really tearing into this level 16. He's about 27 viruses ahead right now. Really nice drop here.
Up
Into an L. Yeah. I mean, that's so good. These plays are so good.
Immediately follows it up with a horizontal clear to drop the yellow garbage onto the yellow viruses, and then another L clear. Extremely efficient play from Adelito right now.
Yeah, and now he has a nice tee, and things are set up in a favorable way to possibly have a horizontal open with both the reds and that blue. So just the foresight is very, very impressive.
Let's see how Adelito plays this, because there is some fat log potential on this board. Looks like he's just going to go ahead and take the blue clear right there, and why not? A red-yellow would be what he wants right now, but any red will do at that point. And then he sees the next pill coming and just decides to drop that one before he ends up with more drop time than he doesn't want. Quick drop combo, and he's out at 618.
Really nice. He is on to the last level. It looks like we might get a decider. Meanwhile, Influx with a really nice combo here. He's got a great cross. Some garbage that might cause a little bit of trouble here. But notice in column 1, he's got yellow, and that's kind of the only place to put it. So it's not the worst. But yeah, Influx is taking some drop time that normally he wouldn't want to take. And so I would have hoped for a couple more double reds from that, but Tucking that into column 1. Kind of an interesting move. Notice he's got yellow, red, blue on that top. It's going to be a little tricky.
Yeah, early on in this level, Adelito had a very red-heavy top line, which looked like it could have been a problem. There's a fat log.
Mm. Yeah, this is going to be a very tricky board here for Influx. Shaping up at the bottom, he has a nice combo there, but just column 1 is a mess. He is signaling, I believe, that he's taking this down vertically, which is going to be some slow going. And notice all of this drop time on column 7. Influx seems to be a little bit calmer about drop time than he used to be. He would have been probably like last year or so. He probably would have been, hitting his leg, maybe jumping up and down a little bit, but he seems to be a little bit more zen about this. And his column 1 is going to be perfectly clear as soon as he uses this blue.
Yeah, Adelito has just had such a clean 17 thus far, and Influx is just now getting into a 17, facing a 50 virus deficit.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that we are going to get to see a decider, which is very, very exciting here.
So let's
And
see how Adelito attacks the rest of this level. Beautiful drop, clear. Everything's just working out so great right now.
Wonder if he's going to go for a horizontal with these blues. Seems like it's definitely possible. It would nicely drop down combos on everything else. Meanwhile, nice short stack there from Influx to start the level. Yeah, he's tearing this down pretty quickly. It's just not going to be enough.
Adelito just a couple viruses away. Just needs some red help. He's not
Ooh.
quite going to get the sub 9, but it's going to be awfully close at 902.
Not bad. Not bad at all. 902 is tied with the 6th fastest time set by Frank in February of this year. So, not too bad, but I think probably knowing these two players, Adelito would want to put his own stamp on this match by setting another hottest time. He does have the top 3 currently.
So both players going to go ahead and top out and get ready for the decider. We've seen as many deciders today as we have seen in the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, there were a lot of sweeps, but it's just weird. It's just they didn't really tell the whole story. I say that I sound like a broken record when I say that, but so many of these games were so close.
But his broom's getting worn out.
Billionaire Dinosaur in the chat says the key is to really have to pee while you play. I haven't tried that strat. I'll let you know if that ever works out. We have readies from both players.
Thankfully, the sight of falling pills does not have the same effect as the sight of running water.
And we have our countdown 3, 2, 1, pills. Oh, we get that nice horizontal that I like to see at the beginning. Although I don't know if that's what Influx wanted to do with that pill in column 4. Does not seem like it, but he manages to clean it up with a horizontal. Yeah.
That's going to clean it up in a hurry.
So Adelito has been able to take the very slightest lead just because things are a little bit cleaner on the top of that board. Notice he's setting up for a blue horizontal. A red-blue would be pretty fantastic for him if he gets it. He would be able to clear down in column 4.
Adelito's got that chunk of red, or not Adelito, Influx had that chunk of red garbage in the middle of his board. 3 columns with red on top. But now everything's much better sorted. He doesn't have much access to red at the moment.
Yeah, Adelito's going to be in a very blue-heavy spot himself. Nice combo there down the center of the board. A good horizontal. Yeah, so he's about 10 viruses ahead at the moment. Just blazing. Both of them are doing really well on this level, blazing through.
Yeah, it looks like Influx is waiting for that red yellow in columns 1 and 2 in order to attack. And here it is, the drop into the double clear.
Very nice. We're looking for a nice under clear there from Adelito. The double red comes just
Man,
one too late, but a 145. Excellently done.
yikes.
That's faster than the last game.
Significantly so. Influx trying to attack his reds horizontally here. He's already got that yellow fragment set up in column 7 to drop down, and
Oh my
the
gosh.
drop fat log to finish it off.
Timber! Now he's about 30 seconds back, which is very tough, but those clears are so satisfying.
Nice
That one from
combo there by Adelito.
Yeah, that was very nice.
Big chunk of blue in the middle of Adelito's board right now, and nice little L clear quickly cleans up a lot of that.
Yeah, it's only a 7 virus deficit at the moment. Influx needs a bunch of yellow to clear out this top line. He's getting it, and he's working on a horizontal there with some red. Seems like a very efficient way to go here. And waiting on the blue there to drop. And yeah, this red. Wow, the red-yellow that Influx just had made an awesome clear.
And now he's got everything set up on the left side of his board. All he needs is a little bit of yellow help to get that horizontal clear he's waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
It would be even better if he could get a double yellow too, but he decides not to wait for it. And Influx is now has a narrow lead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean that's because of what you just saw Adelito clearing at the top, those blue yellows. Just that's not quite what he needed at that moment. He needed blue red, but now things are starting to come off the board, and he's got a nice fat log there.
Keeping pace with Influx, both players are really flying through this level.
Yeah, should have known that both of them would turn on the heat in this situation in a pretty deciding fashion.
Players pretty much dead even right now. Looks like Influx maybe had a little bit of garbage. Oh, nice setup here. As soon as he gets a red pill fragment, this is all going to drop down. It's going to be into a T.
Very impressive. Adelito just has one more red that he needs. Come on. And there he goes. He gets it out at a 430. And Influx just needs one more blue. He's out at a 437. What a way to close that gap.
It's going to be interesting to see how they play this board. Right now, Influx has no access to yellow viruses to start out.
He's opened up a little bit, and that's excellent for him. Does not choose to take that blue yellow out in the center of the board, and that's okay. He's using foresight there to make sure that he doesn't run out of yellow again. Seems good. Adelito has about a 10 virus lead and is going to try to figure out what to do with these reds efficiently in the center, but he's going to drop that down, make a nice drop horizontal.
Influx on the right hand or on the left hand side of his board had a lot of blue viruses that to deal with, and that top line eventually turned into a layer of yellow garbage, just by virtue of the pills he was getting. But right now, this double red is going to be perfect to attack column 8 with, so that he can help set the edge.
Nice sideways T from Adelito, and he's working on another T. And here he's going to get it pretty soon. He decided to take the red yellow out before that on the side, and there he goes. He gets that T and drops down so that everything will work nicely into horizontals. Very impressive. If he clears this yellows in row 2, that's going to drop down and clear the red, leaving another yellow horizontal open.
And Adelito has just taken this and ran with it. He is flying through the 16 at an unbelievable pace. This is probably going to be a sub 2:16, which is incredibly rare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's got a minute and 40 seconds or so to play with this level 17. So going to be very impressive. Meanwhile, Adelito working on some red-yellow horizontals there. Nicely done to clear that open. He's going to be working on the blue horizontals. Notice if you're in the chat and you haven't watched a lot of this game, notice how strong the horizontal game is. At the very beginning of the when we first started talking about this game a lot in comms, we thought that actually the animation cleared faster, but it doesn't.
Ooh.
It's just very efficient. Oh,
A
nicely done.
gigantic fat log by Adelito to start off his 17. He is not messing around.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's got a nice drop combo set up, and this is exactly the pill he needs to get it.
And Influx added about a 7:14, so very good time himself, but he's going to need some yellow pretty quickly on the top of this board to stay out of danger.
It's looking pretty tricky right now, but because he's really not quite getting the right pills that he needs for this. He does not have a lot of use for all of these pills that are just not red.
Mm-hmm.
But here it is. Here's the drop T into another couple of clears, and Influx has gotten out of the danger zone.
my brain, my heart, so many things. Wow.
And Adelito, meanwhile, is just 15
Gonna get
viruses
a
away from pay dirt.
fat log here.
Another one.
Wow. Yeah, excellently done.
Just Influx slamming down pills. He's got over 20 virus, a 20 virus deficit to make up, and not a whole lot of time to do it.
Mm-hmm. It was always going to be difficult for him, but yeah, especially the top of the board that it handed him. Kind of surprised that he didn't go for that yellow horizontal up top, because the next pill being red would have been really helpful. But wow, Adelito
There's
out
your
at an
sub 9.
8:35. So that is the third fastest time ever. So now Adelito claims the top 4 fastest times.
Brilliant work by Adelito. Just so many great and efficient setups, and he really, you really saw a masterclass on combo setups there.
Mm-hmm. And Influx finishing out at a 9:11, which is the 13th fastest time. So really, I mean, just showing how amazing the level of play is between these players. So with that, Adelito is our August champion. So GG's to both players. Packy, do you have anything to say to close out your time in the booth?
Well, it's always a pleasure being a part of these broadcasts, and even if I'm not in the bracket, it's all right because I still get to be involved and bear witness to this kind of awesome play, and perhaps pick up a few things myself. Adelito and Influx have been the gold standards for quite some time in the speed bracket, and it's been a real pleasure to watch them compete.
It really has been. Thank you so much, Packy. Thank you to Larva, who also commentated with us. And thank you, of course, to our restreamer, The Dave, who makes us look amazing. And of course, we wouldn't be able to do it without all of you watching and supporting and cheering us on. So thank you so much for watching. Now, don't forget, next Saturday at 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern, we're going to be back with our silver bracket, which is loaded. We got a couple new players and some really exciting matchups ahead. So please join us, check out that action, and until we see you again, take your vitamins.
Take care and be kind to one another. We'll see you next month.